Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to teach you everything that you need to do to run a successful Instagram giveaway. So if you want the step-by-step process, then keep on watching. So recently on my channel, I've been doing a series of videos on Instagram giveaways, how to win Instagram giveaways, what's the difference between a contest and the giveaway, what's the shady practices that you should avoid in doing your Instagram giveaway, all of these things. So if you're interested in checking out that playlist, check it out right here. And all the content in those videos really sets the stage and prepares you for this video, which is I am ready to run a giveaway for my brand and I don't want it to suck. That is the worst. When you run a giveaway or you see someone running a giveaway and it has like 20 entries, you just feel so bad. So this video is really going to teach you all the best practices, all the things you need to do to set your giveaway up for success. So that way you actually stand a chance of achieving the end result of your giveaway. So let's talk about that first and foremost. The very first thing that you need to do is you need to know the goal of the giveaway. Why are you doing the giveaway? Are you doing it just to give back to your existing followers? Let's say you reach 10,000 Instagram followers. Is it because you want to gain followers? Now, be very careful with this because I know followers are really important, but having followers doesn't necessarily mean anything. I actually have a video all about the dark side of Instagram giveaways that I really suggest that you watch. And there can be times that running a giveaway on Instagram actually really hurts your brand and your account, and you're in a worse place than when you started. So just putting that out there, make sure to watch that video to make sure that you avoid that. So really make it clear. Do you want more engagement? Do you want more followers? Is it a thank you? Make that first and foremost so that way you know how to frame your giveaway. Now, next thing you need to do is you need to identify the prize. Now, this can be something that's related to your brand. Let's say you are a t-shirt shop, so you can give away a t-shirt or a store credit, or it can just be something unrelated to your brand, perhaps a gift card. Now, you need to make sure that you are following the rules for your country in doing your giveaway. Let me just put first and foremost, I am not a lawyer. This is not to be intended as legal advice. If you are going to be running a giveaway, I suggest that you contact your lawyer immediately and talk to them because they know the heck they're talking about. There are certain things that are absolutely off limits, alcohol, for example, tobacco. So just make sure that you are doing a legal prize, but be very aware that what the prize is really does matter. If you're doing something like $25 shop credit or a free pair of socks, that's not as lucrative as a big prize. Let's say a trip to Walt Disney World. The bigger the prize, the more interest because people actually want to win that. So again, with the prize, I think you should make the prize something that is actually worth something that people are chomping at the bit, wanting to win, right? Not something that's like, okay, I guess that would be okay. That's not the reaction you want when people see your contest, because people are gonna see that and they're not gonna wanna do the entry, they're not gonna share it for extra entry, whatever, however you set it up. You want people to see that and think, wow, yes, I'm entering this. That's the reaction you want. You just need to be aware of that. Whatever the prize is, pick it and make sure that it is explicitly called out and stated in your giveaway. All right, next you need to be clear about who can enter. Typically this is anyone 18 or older, no minors, maybe certain countries are excluded. If you are in the US, personally, it is just a little easier to do the contest locally, especially if you have a physical good that you have to ship out. A lot of times if you do pick an international winner, you could end up spending so much, $50 on shipping the prize and end up losing money as part of doing this giveaway. So just be careful about that. If you are doing like a digital good where it's something that can be sent over email or whatnot, then that maybe makes it a little easier. But then at the same time, different countries have different laws on giveaways and things. That's why you'll see certain states that are restricted. For example, Florida and New York, they are very strict on what happens. And so that's where you should have the phrase void where prohibited, because that kind of is a blanket statement on you saying like, hey, I don't know the laws, but hey, if this person is in a state or country or whatever that excludes them, then they're excluded, right? So again, talk to your lawyer, not me. And I know it's like, lawyer, but I really want to keep you guys safe. We don't want to have a bucket list family situation. Now, another thing for the who that can enter, you want to make the distinction on whether private or public accounts are valid. Again, this is all just about transparency to everyone. This will make it very clear to anyone who comes across the contest. It doesn't leave you in a shady zone and put a bad taste in people's mouth. So just make that very clear. All right, next up is the duration of the contest. Now, not only do you want to choose these things ahead of time, but when you announce the contest and in your contest rules, you want to make sure that all of these things are stated. Again, transparency, transparency, transparency. Now, your contest can be anything from like, hey, this is a flash contest, next 24 hours, we're going to pick a winner. It could be, hey, 7 days, this is when it starts, this is when it ends. It could be a month-long contest. Personally, I think for Instagram, the best is to do 3 to 7 days. You don't want it so long that people forget about it and are just irritated that a winner hasn't been selected yet, but you don't want it so short that you don't have a chance to do other posts during the contest period so people can learn about your brand. So for that reason, I really like the 3 to 7 day period. It's short, it's still on people's minds, it keeps you top of mind, and then you're over and everyone gets to move on. Let me just say, as a side note, there was a contest that I entered where the contest period, not contest, it was a giveaway, was 3 months. You entered in August. It was for 2 tickets to Disneyland. I would prefer to save a couple $100 next time I go to Disneyland, so I entered, but it was 3 months away. So I had to follow this account for 3 months, and it was like a spa somewhere in California. So it wasn't even like their posts were relevant to me because they were like, come in and check out our service. And I'm like, I can't. I understand why brands do it because they want to keep you as a follower as long as possible before they have to announce the winner. My 2 cents. Don't do super long contests because it's just annoying. Hold on one second. I need water. Much better. All right, the next step, and this is probably one of the most important steps, is how to enter. What do people have to do specifically to enter the contest to be eligible? So this is basically where you put forth the criteria that the people need to do to enter to gain a spot. Very common is to like, comment, and follow, or like, tag, and follow. But I actually did a video all about this topic where I dive into a variety of ways. I think it's like 11 different ways that you can run an Instagram giveaway specifically to get entries. There are things that are very, very easy where you can just do a simple like, all the way to more complicated ways. So whatever you want to do, that is up to you. And just remember that the more complicated or harder it is, I like to say the higher barriers to entry, you may have less people enter. Unless the prize is something so amazing, so spectacular that people are willing to put forth the extra effort to enter, right? So just pay attention with that. If you're, again, giving away a pair of socks that aren't that great, that are worth like $3, don't make it super complicated because you're just not going to get the entries. The juice is not worth the squeeze at that point. And now also be aware that you can have things that are required entries, and you can also have other steps that are optional. This is very, very common on Instagram. I typically see that you need to like, follow, and tag a friend. But if you tag additional friends, and you can tag unlimited friends, then you get extra entries. Or if you share this post to your story, you get 5 extra entries. So just be aware that you can do, hey, these are the basic minimum requirements to entry, but there are these other things that you can do that get you extra entries. I think that's really fun, and I personally like that way. If I were running a contest, absolutely what I would do was make sure that you have things that are pretty simple to do for the basic step, and then things that are pretty lucrative for people who really want the prize, like sharing to story. I think nearly every giveaway should have a bonus entry, share to story. And I think sharing to story should be the optional, not the requirement, unless the prize is just so, so good that you want everyone to share. I think it's so easy for people to share, and making it a bonus entry worth 5, 10 extra points, it ups the ante, because most people aren't going to want to share to their stories because they don't want their friends to see it. It's just like cluttering up their story feed, whatever. But if you up the ante with the number of entries, people are going to be willing to do that more because they want a higher chance to win. So that's just me, what I would do. I think it's very easy. All right, the next step is to make it very clear how the winner is chosen. And this really goes back to how you set up your giveaway. Is it more of a sweepstakes where anyone who enters gets an entry and then you can get bonus entries and then it's just a random draw from there? Or is it more of a contest where you have to do something, maybe create a video, do a post, and use the hashtag, and then from there, you're gonna pick a winner based on merit. So again, just make sure you know that, and make sure the people that are entering or that are following you know that. This will keep you out of trouble because you don't want to make it seem like it's a random draw when it's really, really not. Again, this goes back to another video I did in the series, which is shady Instagram practices. And typically I see it around picking winners. So check that video out and don't do those things. Just don't. All right, the next thing is around technical issues that come up during the giveaway. Just make sure that you are very clear about, hey, we're all human, things happen. If something were to happen, what's the process of choosing a winner or whatnot? For example, if the winner you contact and you aren't able to contact them, hey, we'll give you 24 hours and then we will pick another winner. Whatever, what happens if your website crashes. So just call that out very clearly. Now this kind of goes to my next one. You're like, wow, there's kind of a lot that I need to include in here. Yeah, you need to have an official rules. So the official rules don't necessarily have to be a huge page on your website, but on your post, I think you should put these things, all these things that we've talked about, very clearly at the bottom. There are things that you have to do, which again, you want to let them know when the contest starts, when the contest ends, how a winner will be selected, what they need to do to enter, which typically you're going to do that at the beginning of your post. That this is no way associated with Instagram. I actually have a post all about this on my website, which are all the things that you should include if you're in the United States in your official rules. Now you can have this just as a little disclaimer at the bottom of your post all the way at the very, very end. Or if it's more of a complicated contest, you can have official rules page on your website that just kind of details everything out. If that's the case, if you do have a longer rules, terms, and conditions, just put that link on the bottom so people know where to go to learn more. And if things go bad, which I really hope and pray that they don't, but just in case, you have somewhere that people can go, that you can go to say, hey, this was all included here. Hey guys, it's me, and yes, it's a totally different day. I'm wearing different clothes, different hair, different makeup. And that's because as I was editing the footage, I realized, holy cow, I forgot some of the most important best practices when running your Instagram giveaway. And yes, this has happened before in another video. I'm not perfect. I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. All right, so let's jump into these other best practices. So the ones that I talked about before, those are about getting your giveaway started, making things clear and transparent from the very beginning. The next ones that I'm going to talk about are best practices during and after the giveaway period ends. All right, so my next tip is to promote your giveaway during the giveaway period. You do not want to do one post about the giveaway and never talk about it or mention it ever again. That will decrease the amount of entries you're giving, the less likely people are going to see it. People aren't on Instagram every day. Actually, a lot of people are on Instagram every day, but some people, because of the algorithm or whatever, may not have seen your initial post. So that is why when you do your initial post about the giveaway, you also want to share that to your stories. So that way, if people didn't see your post, but they do check out your stories, they will be able to see that right away. Now, right along with that, you want to promote your giveaway multiple times during the giveaway period. So if you are doing a 7-day giveaway period, maybe on day 3, you do another post which talks about maybe something else, a different product, whatever, but then in the caption, you're gonna say, hey, by the way, we're doing an amazing giveaway. Check out my last post to enter. And then the day before the giveaway, you might want to do another little reminder saying, hey, giveaway closes in 24 hours. If you haven't already, go enter. That way, people get multiple opportunities to see and hear about your giveaway, so that way they can enter if they want to. Now, this also relates to stories. You want to do it in post, but then you also want to do it in stories because, like I said before, some people may only check out your stories and some people may only check out your posts, or maybe some people check out both, but you want to give your giveaway the most exposure and visibility possible. All right, my next tip, right before you close the giveaway, this is your best opportunity to get in front of this new audience. Hopefully you're getting new followers during this period, so you don't just want to do your giveaway post and not post anything in between. You want to give these new followers something to be excited about. So make sure that during this giveaway period, I recommend about 7 days, you are posting some of your best content because they will be seeing it during this time because they're a new follower of you. And if you keep posting really, really cool stuff, when the giveaway ends, they're gonna be less inclined to unfollow you. Let's just be real here. A lot of people unfollow after the giveaway period is over. So you want to try to mitigate that by just making your content and your brand or you so amazing and awesome that when the contest is over, they're like, I actually love this brand or this person. So make sure that you are posting during that time. Don't go overboard and post 5 times a day, but just do something normal and natural and really your best stuff. I also recommend doing stories during this time. If you're a personal brand, get your face in front of them so they can have that personal connection with you. This contest period is a gold mine for you you because you're gonna have a new captive audience during that time period. So make the most of it. All right, my next tip is all about picking a winner. And this is really, really, really important, guys. You need to be transparent when you are picking a winner. I actually did a video all about shady Instagram giveaway practices and tactics, and this is a big one. Probably half of the shady practices in that video revolve around shady practices in picking and announcing a winner. Now, if you're running a contest, you simply just need to pick a winner based on merit, who you think had the best submission. But if you are running a sweepstakes or a giveaway, you need to pick a winner based on chance. The best and easiest way to do this is a random number generator. If you want, I can do a video all about specifically picking a winner, how to pick a winner, how do you put them into a spreadsheet, what websites do you want to use. So if you're interested in that, be sure to give this video a like and comment down below letting me know if that's a video that you want. So when you pick a winner, you need to be very transparent and honest about it. Personally, I think the best and the most transparent way is to go back to your original giveaway post and then to put giveaway closed and then tag the winner there. I don't like doing it to stories because those go away in 24 hours. I definitely do not like deleting the post and not picking a winner at all, or maybe just only announcing in stories, because people do not appreciate it and it will decrease their trust in your brand. And that's not what you're wanting out of this giveaway. So when you are setting up your post in that little terms and conditions, just announce when the winner will be selected, when it will be posted, and where it will be posted. Contest ends on the 24th at midnight. Winner will be announced on the 25th, and winner will be announced on the initial giveaway post. Plain, simple, easy, transparent. I love it. Again, setting up your contest from the very beginning and detailing and making it very clear is going to be your best strategy here, and everyone is going to be happy because they know the rules that your giveaway is running. You may know in your head how you're running the giveaway, but if you don't explicitly call that out, it's going to be confusing to the people who follow you. So this video was sort of two parts. It was all the legal things that you need to do to get out of the way, just for transparency, to be open and honest with everyone involved, yourself included, your followers included, your new followers included, hopefully, and then also best practices on the way to run it. All right, with that, my series on Instagram giveaways, I think, is sort of wrapped up. Unless you think there is something that I missed that I should do a video about, let me know. And then also let me know what other ideas you have for future videos that you want me to do on my channel. I hope you guys put all this to use and you run an amazing giveaway. I can't wait to hear about it. Let me know in the comments below if you did use these tips and how it went for you. If you're excited to run an Instagram giveaway now, be sure to like this video and be sure to subscribe, because I post new videos every week on how to use social media and YouTube to grow your business. And while you're waiting for my next video to come out, you can check out these two other videos in the meantime. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.